These documents provides an analysis and to further develops of our ongoing website which is restaurant management system. Method and techniques that we are going to use in developing our system include booking information. Customer or employee will have to do also the booking, update the data or the reservation. If the customer wishes to change something and then viewing the menu, upon developing our system, we can add more function and more features in our websites. We also hear our limitations in this project. One of these is the booking method that we are going to use in reservation, which is only a simulation. We can manage and give more detailed and specific techniques to let our system more presentable and qualify as a basis for the future purpose. Modules to be considered of this project are as follows. Wherefore customer booking information is needed because we will base on the information of the booking food and drinks. Example of booking information that customer need to be entered are types. Initially, a restaurant management system is a network of cashier and server terminals that typically handles food and beverage orders, transmission of orders to the kitchen and bar, customer check settlement, timekeeping and interactive charge, posting to customer information. Restaurant management system can also be imported to accounting and food or eventually software packages. A restaurant management system can streamline employee tasks to save time and improve productivity. For example, restaurant management system provides the opportunity to eliminate cashier position by assigning this responsibility to server who carry their tasks.
CAS is a custom software company in Terengganu. It started as a startup software outsourcing company in 2004 and it became a limited company in 2005. It finds technical solutions for the client, researching business data or setting up their firewall. In today's world, every organization depends heavily on technology to keep business operations connected, drive revenue, and support ever-growing customer demand. Information technology is the key to manage technology, and it spans a wide variety of areas that include but not are limited to things such as computer software, information system, programming language, database management, and networking. Restaurant management system is a web application. The system is developed to automate day-to-day activity of a restaurant. The system is developed to provide service facility to restaurant and also to the customer. Main objective with the system is to provide ordering and reservation service to the customer. Each menu item has a name and price.
For development process, there are a few problems we have to settle. The first one is development time. Second one is gathering descriptions of the system. Third, lacking of problem solving skills. 4, indicate testing. And the last one is feature is added in later stage. So we have come up with a proposed solution for the problem. So the first one is realistic schedule. Allow adequate time for planning, design, testing, bug fixing, retesting, change, and documentation. Personnel should be able to complete the project without cause any problem. The second problem is gathering descriptions of the system. We discussed about this method to make sure we found clear, complete, detailed, cohesive, attainable, testable requirements that are agreed to by all group members. We review this problem properly so that we can come up with a better solution for this problem. And we can come up with a system that is systematic and also useful to the user. The third one is lacking of problem-solving skills. All of us make our own research and studies the problem and solve them and interpret it into coding. We also use notes given by lecturer in order to understand the logic and how to solve those problems. Number 4 is indicate testing. To overcome this problem, we start testing early on, retest after fixes or changes, plan for adequate time for testing and bug fixing so that we can have much more time to make any change or redo our system so that it can run smoothly and function correctly. So the last one is feature is added in later stage. So for this problem, we try to stick to initial requirements where feasible. We also prepared to defend against excessive changes and addition once development has begun, and be prepared to explain consequences. If changes are necessary, they should be adequately reflected in related schedule changes. If possible, work closely with customers or end user to manage expectation. But most of the time, we always make a discussion so that we really sure what requirement that we want to have in our system so that we can save our time and can elaborate more on coding so that the system will run smoothly and execute excellently. Thank you.
Okay, now let's move on to the preview of what our system looks like. So first, when the user opens the app for the first time, they will be greeted with this new customer order, where they can import the new order that the customer wants. Note that the user should be a cashier, so the cashier can just input the food name from the customer, how much the customer wants the item, and of course the price per item. So for example, I'm gonna put a demo data inside here, and then we press OK. Okay, now the user or the cashier is taken to the current orders. So all the info is recorded here. So you can see the name of the food, the quantity, the price per item, and also the system will calculate the total price based on the quantity and the price per item. And also the system also is able to record the date ordered. So when the customer ordered, it will also record the data. And it's very important for the cashier, for various reasons. Okay, so from here, the customer can do one of two things. They can quit the app, or they can move on to the next customer by clicking this new customer order button. Note that the orders that are displayed here will be saved in the system. So let's say the second customer orders a burger and press OK. Okay, see how the chips that the cashier ordered previously is saved, and now there's a new order, the burgers order, and you see that the day ordered will be more recent than the previous order, and see it will. So as you can see right now, all this data is saved in the system, more specifically on a file, and the file will be read, and all of the previous orders are displayed here. The top is the least recent, and the bottom will be the most recent order. So let's say there's another customer ordering something. Now the cake order is the most recent, will be displayed on the bottom. So you might be wondering, how does this system work? How does it store all the orders in a file? So the answer to that is that we use the concept of object-oriented programming. And we use this object-oriented programming method to create an orders object that will save each order, and the list of orders will be saved in a file. So let's see how this works. Alright, so we are in the code base of the restaurant management app, and you can see that we've created an order class, and it implements serializable. It just means the order object can be saved to the file. So we can see the use of serializable later on. We just want to show you the orders object and how it works. So the order object will store the name of the food, the quantity, how much of the item the customer wants, and the price per item, and also the timestamp. Timestamp just means the date, the date and the time that the customer orders the food. So that is our orders object that we will be using throughout the system. So basically there are 3 steps on how this whole system works. It consists of getting the user input here, and then the user input is saved to a file, and then the current orders is shown. We use the technologies of JOption pane and JText field, as you can see here. So all of this, the user interface are using JOption pane, and these text boxes are the JText field, like so. We just modified the default JOption pane dialog box. So when the user press OK, the second step of the system is called, that is saving the order. So this method right here, it saves the new order that the customer wants, and then the final step will be to display all the orders that the customers are ordering. The way to display it is to create a new method called the show orders, and actually this method returns a value, a boolean. This boolean will be true if the user clicks on the new customer order button, right? As you can see here, if this method returns true, the loop continues, so the process starts again. And if the user press quit, then the boolean value will be false, and if it's false, then the loop will break. Alright, so in the show orders method, we can see that first of all we want to display all the data, right? So for the timestamp, we use a date format. We use the symbol date format library, so we just define a format from the date, and you can see the result in here. So this follows, this date ordered one is following the symbol date format. Okay, and then we loop for each order, right? In here we use a for loop to loop for each order. We format the total price, and we have a helper method right down here. This one, we format the price from the float to the string. Okay, and then we display the order text, and we show an option dialog box. This dialog box here is called a option dialog box, and we modified it so that the messages in the buttons are changed, because the default one is just OK and cancel, so we modify it for our needs, new custom order and quit. And that's basically how our system works. So in summary, for the front end, we use JOption pane and JText field. For the back end, we use serialization and saving to a file. And then also we use several of different libraries to catch exceptions, formats, dates, and for the user interface, as I mentioned above. We use the object-oriented programming methods for the system, and of course that we use Java to make the system work. Thank you.